Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Welcome in. We got Game 2 of the series coming up here in a couple minutes from now. The Golden State Warriors taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. This game taking place out in Minnesota and Minneapolis at the Target Center. Golden State up 1-0 in the series without Steph Curry. Curry is out for tonight, also out for Game 3 and most likely Game 4, so he will not be back until next Wednesday, which is Game number 5. For Golden State, they're going to have to get the most out of everybody tonight to win this game, and that's exactly what they did in the last game with Buddy Hield. 24 points, 5 made threes for Buddy Hield. Jimmy Butler with a double-double, 20 points and 11 rebounds. Draymond Green with 18 points, trailing 4 threes in the previous game. What a crazy playoffs that we have had so far here. Just absolutely stunning. The home team has lost every single game besides one, and that was last night when the Thunder obliterated the Nuggets. If you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I got to get my top 5 picks out here. I actually did not copy those over to my slide. I just came home legit a couple minutes ago from work. I worked overtime today. Had to help out at work because there's issues with the phone lines and stuff like that. Oh boy, what a mess. Hopefully they're able to get IT over to that place, because what a mess it is over there, because they still got me there working 8 years, still on minimum wage almost for my position, and if they can't get me another raise, then it's going to be sayonara coming up very, very soon or so, because I'm asked to do way too much over there and stay extended hours past my time that I get called in or so. Jay Ramirez, you the legend, man. Really appreciate with a dodo out there for Jay Ramirez. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much, brother. Really appreciate it, man. Out there. If you guys are doing the channel, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe for this one. BD Ice Ice, baby. Jeffrey, welcome back in. Congrats there to win. You win today here. Just getting caught up in the chat right now. So 10-9 looks like against Narragansett, and knocked them out of the playoffs. Great win for Jeffrey's team today. That's awesome, man. Anastasia, Ian, Pleasant Hill. We got Vegas in the stream. Arku, welcome back in here. Bud, thanks for joining back in, man, for this one. Yeah, toughest game, really tough game yesterday for the Celtics. That's the second straight 20-point blown lead in a row. They just don't have that firepower type of instinct fire in their belly or so for them. Yeah, so how my gigs go is that all the announcing gigs they have, all the colleges that I work for, I make more hourly salary per hour for every single college than I do at my full-time job. So that's where I rank with my full-time job after 8 years. I've been doing the broadcast stuff at these colleges for like a couple of years, like 3 years or so, like for some of these schools or so, and it's much more than what my full-time job is putting me for. That's what I wish I knew coming out of college, was that radio pays like $28,000 a year or so in radio, and it's just not enough to make like a livable wage out in the state of Massachusetts. It's working on $28,000, $32,000 a year in radio, unfortunately, for my position. Hopefully, I've been applying like for the last 3 years or so, like crazy, like and hopefully get some big break very soon, because it's good balance with all the broadcast stuff. But I just recently finished up the season last week or so. So yeah, that's how that goes right there. Yeah, really appreciate it, Defenska. Thanks so much for everybody out here on the channel. Yeah, it's turned into a seasonal position for me. It's unfortunately, I haven't been able to get like a full-time opportunity. One of the colleges that I work for, they asked me if like a couple of years ago, they told me that they would have an opening coming up in like right after the end of the season, summer 2025, and then unfortunately last week I didn't apply for any jobs within a 15-month span because I thought I had a job, and then last week after the end of the game I asked them about the new position to be a part of the team for the sports communications role, and he said it got filled by one of the other guys who also works in the broadcasting team with me. So it's unfortunate. So yeah, I'm still in my same position for 8 years doing radio and working at a minimum, which today was absolute grind, and 8 to 7. They wanted me to work an 8 to 8. I actually bugged out an hour earlier because I told them I had a stream to do or so, that it's just not even worth it in a box for 40 hours at least a week for me. That's why I cherish going outside every single day after work, like before I start out these streams, just to get some daylight, because I'm in a production studio with 4 walls all day with like brown tables, brown walls. It's very, very depressing. So yeah, hopefully gonna see if I can get something much better in the future there. Really appreciate it. But if you guys are new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. This is going to be a quick tip off here, so I got to go over this quick right now. Top 5 picks of the night for me look like this. Naz Reid had 19 points in game number 1. I think he's going to ball out once again. Here's the starting lineups tonight. Brandon Pajemski, Buddy Hield, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Quinton Post for Golden State going up against Minnesota's starting lineup. Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert. I got Buddy Hield over 15.5 points, over 3.5 made threes. He's going to have to step up big time without Steph Curry. He had an absolutely great game in game 1. He had a great game 7 against Houston as well. Ant-Man, he had 13 rebounds in the last game. He had 7 at halftime. I've got him over 7.5 rebounds. And then Jimmy Butler over 6.5 assists. No Steph Curry. Jimmy Butler's going to take over that lead playmaking role tonight here for Golden State in this game. Minnesota on the line. They are a favorite of approximately 10.5 points last time I checked here, as we're about to tip off here in just a moment. Left to right in the floor for Golden State, right to left for Minnesota, as Draymond Green and Rudy Gobert go up for the opening tip, and Minnesota controls the opening tip. Right to left in the floor, beginning the opening possession here for the T-Wolves, looking to bounce back after just a dreadful shooting game 1. They only made 5 threes in that game 1 matchup. Edwards dribbles up, low block, double team, got it swiped away out of bounds off Buddy Hield. What's good, Pringle? Welcome in. I got Minnesota tonight bouncing back in this one. So I got the T-Wolves to bounce back. T-Wolves, it closed as them being a 12 and them being a 9.5 point favorite for Minnesota. It was 10.5 around an hour ago. Jaden McDaniels from downtown drills the three. Good start for Minnesota, up 3-0. Yes, I think the Celtics have a chance to come back in the series. They're actually the better. They're like historically great on the road for the Celtics. Yeah, it's stunning. They ran the same exact play that Jason Tatum scored a dunk on. They ran the same exact play, and Mitchell Robinson played it perfectly defensively. They still had like 9 seconds left to go, where Joe Mazzulla should have called a timeout, and then he left that timeout, and Tatum had the ball got blocked by Bridges for the game. Mike Conley drills the three from Minnesota. He had 0 points in game 1. That is big right there for the T-Wolves as they start up 6-0. Butler towards his right, slides it off to Pajemski. Pajemski, kick out to the corner off the Hield. Buddy Hield backs his way at the mid-block. Hield bobbled it, lost it, turnover. Minnesota comes out with a steal. Ant-Man up the floor. Here goes Edwards, lobs it up over the top. And Jaden McDaniels showing up here right from the jump. 8-0 for the T-Wolves. Timeout taken on the floor by Steve Kerr. 1.5 minutes into this game. I didn't put that as my top 5 picks of the night, but somebody asked me, do I think that Minnesota is going to smash Golden State tonight? And I said, yeah, it would not shock me. What a start here for the T-Wolves, 8-0 right now. Minnesota, they had just one off game against the Lakers. Game 2, it was a dud by them, and they beat them in 5 in the series. I got a feeling that game 1... that they couldn't even muster 90 points. I think that was the dud right there for Minnesota. I think they're going to be back to the T-Wolves that they were playing in the 4 games that they won against LA. I think they're going to have that bounce-back performance tonight here. 99-88. It was Golden State that picked up the Game 1 win without Jimmy Butler tonight. Turnovers right from the start for Golden State with Buddy Hield losing the basketball. And losing key playmaking without Steph Curry on the floor. And also a ton of offense without Curry. So it's going to be have to be done by Golden State through their defense. And right now, not a good start right now for Golden State. Now Minnesota is out to an 8-zip lead. Perfect 3 for 3 from the floor. And Golden State's how you're going to have to win this game minus Curry is through your defense. And you haven't been able to put together a single stop just yet. Shroom on the stream. Welcome in for this one. Muramatsu, thanks for joining in. Yeah, I got you right there. Arku put out the Celtics were the dumbest team or so. Yeah, terrible start to the series. I'm just completely shocked. The whole Celtics team, the vibe in their locker room, according to ESPN's Brian Windhorst, said today that the Celtics are completely shocked. Joe Mazzulla hasn't made any adjustments. That's the issue. They keep on going based by analytics to chuck up threes. They're 25% from 3 when you didn't think that it could be that bad after game 1 where they went 15 for 60 from 3. Hold my beer because the next game they go 10 for 40 and equate to once again 25% in 2 straight games, missing 75 3-point shots in the first 2. Rogelio, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Randy, welcome back in, bud. Yeah, just crazy. It seemed like it was the same game, same movie all over again. Same exact story. They ran the same exact play on the final 2 possessions. Tatum drove right past Robinson as Horford set the screen at midcourt, scored the dunk. They took the 1-point lead. Then Holiday followed Brunson. Brunson made both of the free throws. And then with 17 seconds, Celtics got the ball. Mazzulla didn't take the final timeout to advance the ball into the front court. Instead, they tried the same exact possession. Tatum got the basketball in the backcourt, straight line dribble drive, and then got stopped and just stuck at the free throw circle and was forced towards his left, and then off to a bad double team. And Bridges came up with a block and closed out the game. Just Mitchell Robinson is a major plus for the Knicks, and he was the reason why they won that game with that big stop. He knew that they were running the same exact play. So Robinson, instead of going up to the screen that Horford was going to set again, he dropped backwards, and that allowed Robinson to meet Tatum around the edge of the perimeter and force Tatum off towards his left. And then Tatum went wide at a dribble, and it was just completely just a absolute just kerfuffle of a ruffle of a play that just was a complete just collapse of a play right there that closed out the game. That Tatum was the only one that touched it on the final possession, tried to get it off to Brown and got blocked. Randall, turnaround jumper, missed off the rim, no good, deflected out of bounds. It's going to stay T-Wolves ball. Yeah, I've been saying for the previous 2 games, I would like to see Derek White attempt the final shot. He's been pretty good in the regular season, more so in the clutch in the final 5 minutes. Whereas Tatum attempts way too many, poor selection shots. Late stretch of games. Rudy Gobert down low goes right over Pajemski. And Pajemski putting his body on the line. Picks up the offensive foul. So Gobert ramming right over Pajemski. That's an offensive foul charge to Rudy Gobert. Yeah, Celtics are a better team on the road. I'm not really concerned going into games 3 and 4. If they lose game 3, then yeah, there's a big concern going into game 4. But I think they're going to bounce back in game 3. If I'm the Cavs, I think the Cavs are more in trouble because Indiana, I feel like Indiana matches up really well against Cleveland. And Cleveland right now has got some injury issues. Randall, dish outside to the top of the key. McDaniels dribbles up to the elbow. He's got 5 points so far. Finds Randall. Randall working his way on Quinton. Post follow away inside the key. Swoosh. It is 10-0 Minnesota. Draymond Green finds Butler outside off the heel. Minnesota playing excellent defense so far. Nothing in the scoreboard for Golden State in the first 3 minutes of action here. Healed, drives at the low block. Turnover, jumper over Conley. Missed off the rim, no good. Rebound secure by Rudy Gobert for Minnesota. 10-0. This game's starting to get out of control early on. Randall at the top of the free throw circle. Randall outside to Edwards. Edwards dribbles up to the free throw circle. Finds Randall. Randall up fake. Blow past the defender. Randall attacks inside. Got it. And the free throw coming up. 12-0. Buddy Hield called on the shooting foul. Julius Randall going to have a free throw here at the line. This is looking like OKC against Denver from last night. The night game representing the Western Conference, about to be a blowout for the second straight night in a row. Julius Randle stepping up this postseason. Previous 15 games scored around an average of 17 points. In the postseason, he's averaging 21.5. Yeah, that'll be a really fun series there. Thunder and T-Wolves. SB, thanks for joining in. If you're doing the stream or just getting started tonight, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe as Randall buries the free throw. It's 13-0. Golden State with possession. And Randall away from the play here. Picks up the foul. So that's his first personal of the night. Charge to Julius Randle. Inbound back to Golden State. Corner three by Buddy Hield. No good off the back rim. Gobert collects the defensive rebound. Buddy Hield needs to be on point tonight. He went 5 for 7 from 3 in the last game. Without Steph Curry, there's very, very little margin of error for Golden State tonight, especially with their offense. And right now, nothing on the scoreboard. Deflected pass out of bounds off Minnesota. Nothing on the board. Jimmy Butler has to get something here. He's dropped 40-plus point games before in the playoffs for Butler a few years back. Mike Conley. He takes a 3 on the open, no good off the rim, sailed out of bounds. Mike Conley had 0 in the last game. Already he has scored today. He made a 3-point shot in the first attempt of the game. 13-0, Golden State, you got to get something here. Draymond Green, out to the left wing. Moves it off to Butler. Pocket pass down low. Pajemski. Kick out corner. Gary Payton in the second. No good off the back rim. Tipped up to Gobert for another rebound. Yeah, no problem. I can see if I can track it down there, Jeffrey. As Gobert lost it at the baseline, it goes out of bounds. It's going to stay Minnesota ball, though. It's deflected out of bounds by Gary Payton II. Oh, yeah, I got you. So it was just hidden, no problem. Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was hidden on the channel. He's usually a regular or so. So yeah, he's good. So it was just a hidden comment, no problem right there, Jeffrey. Missed layup inside the key by Minnesota's Golden State has possession right back. Butler off to Pajemski, no good off the back rim, tipped up out of bounds, far side of the floor off Edwards. It's gonna stay Golden State. Yep, spot on by Ward right now. This is a bad game. Some of these Western Conference games have been really bad. The Eastern Conference has been amazing so far with these comebacks and players playing in the clutch. But in terms of the Western Conference games, the Nuggets against Thunder, game 1, that was good. But that last game, that was horrific for Denver. And then the first game was just atrocious for Minnesota. They could not hit a 3 to save their lives. Tonight bouncing back, though. Missed runner by Gary Payton in the second. Offensive rebound right back to Green. Jumper, Butler got it. That's a 3. So finally, 5 minutes into action, Golden State finally buries a shot. Minnesota with possession. Randall backs his way, pivot at the low block. Bouncing bodies off Butler. Tough follow-away shot. Missed off the rim short. Rebound secured by Butler. Jimmy Butler has it up the floor here for Golden State. Butler defended by Randall. Gives it off to Green. Green back outside the Butler. Jimmy Butler, 10 in the shot clock. Backs his way. Kick out to the top. Pajemski. Towards his left, Pajemski finds Butler, 5 in the shot clock. Butler had it stripped, lost it, turnover. Rudy Gobert up the floor. Gobert with a dribble behind his back. Edwards has a dish over to Gobert and finds McDaniels. Lob to Gobert. Gobert rushed his layup, no good. Rejected by the rim short. Here goes Golden State off just a botched possession offensively that Minnesota should have had 2 on the board. This game is all out of sorts here. These offenses just looking like a bejumbled mess currently on the floor. Butler, good for 2. 13 of 5, able to take the J, make the J at the elbow. Midway through the opening quarter, we've combined for just 18 total points right now. Sluggish start. Minnesota's going to slow it down. They rank bottom 6 in the league in the slowest pace of play this season. Gobert on the outside finds Randall. Fires it off to his right to Conley. Conley got his pocket pick, turned it over. They got numbers up the floor for Golden State. 2-on-1. Moses Moody, jumper, mid-range. That didn't even hit the rim. Sailed over the rim. Edwards with the rebounds. And we will head over to the timeout as Minnesota burns their first timeout here with 5:24 left to go in the first. All right. Not the start that I think any sports fan wants to see right now on the scoreboard. This is a mess offensively. We got air balls. We got tons of bricks. We got blowing the layups. Not a good start here at all in this game. Quinton Post and Buddy Hield are a minus 13 for Golden State. Minnesota up 13-5. Ant-Man is yet to score so far. Not a good sign for Golden State. Edwards 0 for 1 shooting, already with 3 rebounds. This is an atrocious game to start things off. Yeah, Golden State's below a point a minute right now. James, welcome in. Rosalia, thanks for joining back in. Scott, welcome back on board. Yup, Ice Ice Baby spot on there. The way the playoffs are going, this score means nothing right now. Yup, we've seen 3 nights in a row. All in the East, though. There's been 20-point blown leads. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. This is the second timeout of the night. Anthony Edwards, 3 rebounds so far. He had 7 rebounds the last game going into halftime. I'm going to go back to my top 5 picks here. I went through this briefly in case you didn't see. Naz Reid is yet to check into the game. He had 19 during the last game coming off the bench. So once he gets in, I think he's going to start to get going. I've got Naz Reid over 12.5 points. Buddy Hield not looking so hot right now. Over 15.5 and over 3.5 made threes for me. I picked him there, but he's got nothing. Not really much to be admired at Golden State's offense right now. But the one that I really like tonight is number 4. I got there. Anthony Edwards over 7.5 rebounds. If there's any lock for me tonight, that's most out of all of them. That's the one I really would lock in. Is Ant-Man over 7.5 rebounds. He's averaging over 9 rebounds in this playoffs for him. So his rebound numbers has skyrocketed recently, especially in a matchup that Steph Curry's not playing, that there's going to be bricks all over the place. Then Ant-Man's going to be out hustling his opponents for loose ball rebounds tonight. And right now he's got 3 rebounds. Gobert's got 4 rebounds. What's good, Siegel? Welcome in. I think, yeah, this series isn't at Miami. I remember last year, you sent me over or a couple of years ago, you sent me over the clip when they got down to 0-3 against Miami, giving the team a pep talk when they were coming off the bus. But I think we need another pep talk out of Siegel for this series, for the Celtics to come on back. Yeah, unfortunate. Just complete shock how that series has started. Just Jason Tatum, he ain't clutch. He struggles in the clutch. I actually took a picture of some stats here. Let's see if I can pull them up and go over them right now during this commercial break. Knicks in the playoffs are 5-2 in the clutch, number 1 in the NBA playoffs. Celtics are 1-3 in clutch time games in the playoffs. That ranks number 9 of the 16 total playoff teams. The Celtics are shooting 9% from 3-point range in the clutch. They're 1 for 11 from 3-point range in clutch games this season, and they're shooting 7 for 29 from the floor in games in the clutch this season. That is the worst out of all 16 teams that started in the playoffs. DiVincenzo, first time on the floor alongside Naz Reid. DiVincenzo missed the corner 3. Rebound collected by Golden State, though. There was a loose ball foul charged the Warriors, so this will stay Minnesota ball. Pat Spencer is on the floor. Pat Spencer getting some early playing time right now, number 61 for Golden State. I don't think Minnesota took him seriously during the last game for Pat Spencer. Top of the key here, Edwards. He jacks up the 3 off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound tracked down by DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo corner 3 off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by Moses Moody. Yeah, Minnesota's just like the Celtics. They keep on breaking threes. Take it to the rim here. If you're the T-Wall, Spencer soars up, and he will draw the shooting foul. 2 free throws coming up here by Pat Spencer. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of guys just standing in the corner on the offensive end for the Celtics. Al Horford yesterday also was doing that a bunch. He would just camp out in the corner, and he would miss shot after shot after shot. This is just, this is a just really, really bad first quarter right now. Jalen Brunson in clutch time against the Celtics. Brunson has 14 points. He is plus 18 on the floor for Jalen Brunson. Jason Tatum, 6 points in clutch time this season. 1 for 7 shooting in the playoffs against the Knicks. 0 for 3 from 3. A minus 16 in that series for Tatum in clutch time. We're going to head to a timeout right now. 4:44 left to go in the first as Minnesota is challenging the foul call charged to Rudy Gobert as he got called in a shooting foul defending Pat Spencer. Yup, the Pope graduated from Villanova. Yeah, I saw that tweet the Field of 68 put out today. About the Pope. Big East 1, rest of the world 0. Golden State looking to see if they can start to click here finally tonight. This was challenged. A shooting foul charged to Rudy Gobert defending Pat Spencer. Now, Gobert completely whiffed at that. This should be reversed. This should get reversed. Gobert didn't even get any part of Pat Spencer. Yeah, this has been reversed. This will lead to a jump ball at the midcourt logo, and the jump ball gets tipped up to Naz Reid. Minnesota up by 8 with possession. DiVincenzo on the floor with Edwards, Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert, and Jaden McDaniels as Edwards attacks inside the paint. He gets fouled. Yeah, this has been a terrible first quarter. Anthony Edwards, first half, had just 1 point in the last game. He had 22 in the second half. First free throw is good. Yup, that's a throwback. Lawan Pipkins. I remember Lawan Pipkins. He was a late riser for PC. They started off terrible that year. Back in it was the year of COVID. And then Providence all of a sudden got themselves like red hot. They got on a run. I remember their last game they played right before the start of Big East tournament. They smashed DePaul by like 40. Here's a steal by Minnesota going in transition. Naz Reid puts up a 3 off the back rim, no good. DiVincenzo comes out with a loose ball rebound. DiVincenzo outside. Reid tries another one. He's got it. It is 18-5. 4 minutes left to go in the first. This is out of hand right now. Golden State with minimal scoring. They'd be lucky if they reach 50 tonight in the scoreboard. Kuminga blocked by DiVincenzo. Not clean though as the refs rule it a shooting foul. Clock will stop with 3:54. Jonathan Kuminga is going to have 2 free throws right now at the line for Golden State. Scoring at a minimum. They're lucky if they reach 50 right now. First free throw looks very similar to Mitchell Robinson on a flat free throw that hit the rim well short. Second shot, Kuminga, no good. Skipped around the rim and out. Naz Reid controls the defensive rebound. Minnesota is just going to slow it down. 6 for 15, 40% by Minnesota in this game as Golden State is shooting a dreadful percentage right now at 3 for 13 from the floor. Here goes Edwards attacking the paint, no good. Tip-in is good by Gobert. 20-5 right now with 3.5 minutes left in the first. Pat Spencer finds Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga backs his way inside a key jumper, mid-range, good. Golden State usually has like a massive dud at some point in the playoffs. I remember a couple of years ago on their route to the championship in 2022, they were down by 50-something points against Memphis in their second round game. Missed 3 by Reid, offensive rebound, shovel off to Edwards, got the 3. 23-7. Anthony Edwards got himself 5 points right now. We are in the midst of watching Gonzaga against Georgia by the looks of it right now with that first round game of the tournament. This is equally as bad in terms of one team not showing up as Minnesota collects the steal and Nickeil Alexander-Walker takes in the distance. 25-7 to a timeout taken again by Steve Kerr. Even with all the championships in the dynasty in the past, Golden State's had some issues with bad beats before. Last year, the Celtics got up like 81-48 on this Golden State team. This Golden State team got shredded by Houston in one of their games in the previous rounds before they bounced back and won the series. Tonight, looking like it's just the night of Minnesota, and for Golden State to pull one of their just random duds that they usually have in their system. 25-7. Man. Just embarrassing for Golden State. Joe, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. 5 points. That is it. Golden State, the game I was referencing, that was game 5 that they got shredded by Houston. They lost 131-116. Yeah, a couple of years ago, 2022, the year they won the championship, they lost the second round game against Memphis. The score is 134-95, and that was a game 5 in that series. So game 5 in that series, they were trailing by over 50 points at one point. 25-7. As we get back to action, Golden State with a possession, needing some sort of offense without Curry, going to be tough to do so. Hield, got it. He makes the three straight away from the top of the key. There's a start right there for Golden State. Buddy Hield's going to have to go off tonight in this game. Minnesota, out to the left wing off to DiVincenzo. He's on the floor with Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, Naz Reid. Edwards missed the layup, no good. Rebound controlled by Butler. 2 minutes left to play in the first, and Golden State has the same amount of points per minute that's been on in this game. 10 points through the first 10 minutes of action. Hield slides it off to his left to Butler. Butler push pass towards his left, bounce pass, cutting backdoor. Podziemski, he scores for the layup. Signs of life right now for Golden State. They cut it down to 13, and Nickeil at the top of the key slides it off to Reid. Naz Reid finds DiVincenzo around the perimeter. Lob to Naz Reid. Reid at the baseline. Reid slides it off to his left. Edwards drives, attacks the paint, and it's too easy. Anthony Edwards throws it down with a two-handed dunk with authority. 15-point lead for Minnesota. Golden State in trouble early on. Podziemski, runner, no good. Off the back rim, tipped up to Randle for the defensive rebounds. Shannon is yet to play so far. He got some playing time during the previous game. Randle at the top of the key. Final minute left to go in the first, and they only have 12 points to show for as Randle takes it to the rim, gets fouled by Guy Santos of Golden State. We're seeing a lot of just random players play in the first half right now for Golden State as they've gone through an 11-man rotation in this opening quarter, getting guys like Pat Spencer, Guy Santos some playing time. Jonathan Kuminga playing 3 minutes. Yeah, guys who you would not expect to be playing in a playoff game right now are getting some minutes at the moment. First free throw is good. Yes, I'll be covering the Pacers-Cavs game tomorrow night. Second shot is good. Randle able to bury both of the free throws. Randle has 7. 29-12. Podziemski finds Green over to Butler at the Target Center logo. Butler off to the corner to Guy Santos, number 15 for Golden State. Finds Butler. Butler 5 in a timer. Butler on Naz Reid. Bounce pass outside. Draymond Green latches a 3, and he sinks it. They need a bunch of threes out of him tonight. Ant-Man. 30 seconds left to go in the first. Dish underneath off to Randle. Bug up, poke Lucy, turned it over. Guy Santos came up with a steal. Full court pass by Draymond Green, and they lost it. Bad pass right back by Buddy Hield. That's his second turnover tonight. Spin cycle. Edwards. Kick out. Corner Nickeil outside Reid. As they moved around the perimeter, Edwards up fake, blow by Guy Santos, bounce pass in the middle, Randle. This ball is snapping, this ball is moving, sidestep to the left by Nickeil Alexander-Walker is no good as he missed the 3. Well, that was an excellent possession moving the basketball, but Minnesota was unable to get any bucket out of that as the full court shot by Golden State came up short. 29-15 at the end of the first quarter. Golden State not showing up with their offense, scoring almost a point a minute right now for Golden State. They're lucky to be just above a point a minute at the end of the first, as they at one point had 5 points in the first 8 minutes of the opening quarter. All right, 1 quarter in the books. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. That was a sluggish first quarter. Holy smokes, that was one of the worst first quarters I've seen in the playoffs by far this season. That was a bad first quarter. Indiana State for Joe. Looks like they're going to have 8 players coming in and a 7-footer from China. There you go. I think Petrovic usually... I'll see if they have the upcoming, 2026 rosters. They get those up for the projections. Usually they do like early season projections over on betorvik.com for college basketball. I'll filter it by Missouri Valley, see where they're projected. They got Indiana State in the back half of the Missouri Valley for them next year. Oh, wow. It's a lot of, like, first years, juniors, sophomores. Only a couple seniors that they have on the team. Hey, there we go. A Shakaroni pizza. Yeah, we just had Papa John's last week. I'm not, like, a big fan of pepperoni, though. I haven't had pepperoni in years. I try to stay away from like a lot of like high sodium foods and stuff because it really affects my body. It makes me feel tired a lot. I went to I had like a operation performed on me for an endoscopy back in March because I was having issues with like with my digestive system after foods. Like I noticed anything that had sodium and added sugars, I'd like take away from my eating habits. So I look very carefully now on all the nutritional facts and stuff like that. And what helps me out is I have smoothies a lot, which really helps me out. Like stuff that has like good nutritional value that covers like a lot of different like categories helps me out. Noli, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. The website that I looked that up, the roster projections for 2026, it's called betorvik.com. It's got all the college basketball team projections for 2026 on it. It's so it's BARTTORVIK. BartTorvik.com. BARTTORVIK. betorvik.com. 25-19 as we start off the second quarter. Guy Santos at the free throw circle for Golden State finds Draymond Green. Green takes a 3, missed off the mark, no good. Randall secures the defensive rebounds. Randall on the outside off to Mike Conley. Mike Conley, he has 3 points so far. Missed the runner, no good off the mark. Offensive rebound right back to Mike Conley, smallest player on the floor right now. Randall, he's going to slow it down. Randall backs his way to the elbow, finds Naz Reid across the floor off to Nikhil. Nikhil gets right past Guy Santos. That's an easy layup. 31-15. Hanging in there. George, welcome back in. Best of luck for Pleasant Hill with the iron check tomorrow. Yeah, one of my mom's friends had that a couple months ago. I guess there was like an iron deficiency because I guess she had like a rapid heartbeat and stuff. So they found out that she had like an iron deficiency. Yeah, hanging in there tonight. I actually got home much later than usual today because my work hours are 8 to 4. I worked 8 to 7 today. So I was instructed at the place that I work at that the guy who needed help really didn't need help because he knows how to run all the sound equipment and stuff. He's been hosting for a year, doing his radio show, but I was asked to like make sure everything is going correct because there's issues with the phone calls at the radio station, and it just like double check to make sure it's not like human error. And of course it wasn't human error. There's like a real like issue with the phone calls, with like phone lines being dropped and stuff like that. So I had put in like requests and stuff for like IT to come over to the place to fix up the stuff. It's like it's a lot of stuff, and like the rate that they got me working these like extra hours and stuff like that, it's honestly not even worth it. Like I was asked that yesterday if I would be able to stay overtime for an extra 3 hours up to 7 p.m., which is unfortunate because I was looking forward to getting outside today, and like the only good day of the week over here, that it was sunny, and wanted to get some exercise, but unfortunately that didn't happen today. 31-17 as Pajemski has possession. Pajemski, guard at the top of the key. He's defended by Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Pajemski dribbles up, free throw circle, Euro step jumper. That's a 4-shot, no good off the mark. Smashed off the glass by Naz Reid, but the offensive rebound gets hauled in by Golden State number 31. Kevin Knox just came up with the offensive rebound. Steve Kerr is going through a 13-man rotation right now on the floor as Hield runs into a shot clock violation. Too much dribbling, turnover by Golden State. This is a mess of a game right now. I don't know what was worse today for me. This game right now in this first half, just a bejumbled mess by Golden State with 17 points. Or if my work night today with issues with phone calls, if that was even worse. Basketball goes to Mike Conley. Conley slides it off to his right. McDaniels fires a bullet down low inside to Gobert, who goes up, gets fouled. It's on Draymond Green. 2 free throws coming up here at the line for Rudy Gobert. Yeah, this is an absolute bejumbled mess of a game right now. 9:35 left to go before halftime. First free throw by Gobert, no good. What's good, Jeff? Appreciate it, man. Thanks so much, man. Yeah, what a rough day today was. Issues with the phone lines, like, constantly. Nine and a half left to go before halftime here. It's a 3:15 scoring drought and a field goal scoring drought right now for Golden State. Left baseline dribble by Trace Jackson Davis off the Hield. Hield hoists up a jumper from the corner. No good, left it short. It goes back to Naz Reid for the basketball. This game is just out of control. Golden State's attempting poor shot after poor shot right now. Reid downhill to the rim. He scores up and off the backboard. 33-17. Kevin Knox, number 31 on the floor. Some of these guys, I'm like looking at what their roster is in the box score that they have with me, because they're like random numbers that you haven't seen check in games this season. Pat Spencer, number 61, is on the floor as we have a foul picked up around the perimeter here. That is charged to Naz Reid reaching in. What's good, Tim Burrow? Welcome in. Yeah, this is just out of control in this game right now. Golden State just they're like stuck in mud. Like nothing is going on right for Golden State. Draymond Green, the rundown here for technicals. 4 technicals, which is 3 shy of a suspension. 2 flagrant fouls, which is 2 shy of a suspension for Draymond Green. Yeah, refs are looking at the monitor at the previous foul right now. They had it on Naz Reid. Yes, I'm hoping to do the Celtics on Saturday. Yeah, that's right smack in the middle of the day. The Celtics game on Saturday. Kind of like a random time. It's at 3:30 in the afternoon. I wish they had it at night. Like, I can't believe they didn't put that game right there at night. See, I'm not like a fan of middle of the day games, as Draymond Green just got issued a technical foul. That's his 5th right now in the postseason, as he is completely ripped at the officials. Technical foul number 5. He is 2 techs shy of a suspension for Draymond Green. So it looks like Mike Conley, he's at the free throw line. Technical free throw. He missed the technical free throw. Draymond still having words right now to the officials. Yeah, Jimmy Butler has to restrain Draymond Green. And Draymond Green, he is heated. He's going to take a seat on the bench. Steve Kerr, he gets him out of here. Right back to the bench. Oh, is he done? Oh, he's back to the bench. Draymond Green is back to the bench. It looked like he was about to get tossed, actually. It looked like he was about to get tossed. That's where he was walking to. Was very close to the tunnel. And then he found himself on the bench, the final seat on the bench. So Draymond Green right now gets substituted out by Steve Kerr. Just out of control game right now. 33-17 runner. Missed by Pat Spencer. Will not count either way because it's a shot clock violation for the 2nd time in the last 4 minutes for Golden State. Unaware of the shot clock. Jimmy Butler's trying to get his troops back in order right now. These guys have no clue what's going on. Steve Kerr's got guys like Pat Spencer and Guy Santos who have 0 playoff experience playing minutes right now in the 2nd round game and game number 2 of the 2nd round. Minnesota with possession. Anthony Edwards on top, finds Nikhil, fires the pass to the cutter. Naz Reid, bounce pass underneath Gobert, got it swiped away from his hands, intercepted by Butler. Jimmy Butler's going to play intense rest of this game. Buddy Hield drives downhill to the rim. Hield, no good, missed off the glass, tipped up by Butler. Offensive rebound, Trace Jackson Davis got it to go, good for 2. Yeah, give Trace some opportunities here on the floor right now. This is what they got currently for Golden State. Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield, Trace Jackson Davis, Kevin Knox, and Pat Spencer. Minnesota, their pass deflected out of bounds. It's going to stay Golden State ball. Inbound from Edwards off to Gobert. Hand off to Edwards. Edwards, 5 of the shot clock. Thought about the step back at the baseline. Outside Nikhil to the corner. It goes with McDaniels. Jumper, baseline. No good off the back rim. Rebound secured by Spencer. Golden State shooting right out of the pack. Huge rejection from behind by Jaden McDaniels with a block. Golden State just getting punked tonight. Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox getting playoff minutes. Like, what is Steve Kerr doing right now? Playing these guys in a playoff game in the 2nd round. Missed 3 off the inbound by Hield. Are they really that thin for Golden State outside Curry that they have to have other guys like Cam Spencer and Kevin Knox playing this game? That's good from 3. Nikhil Alexander-Walker sizzles the triple. 17-point lead with 7 minutes left to go before halftime. Spencer attacks the paint. It will not count. It's an offensive foul on an illegal screen set by Golden State. And this is embarrassing. 19 points almost midway through the 2nd. This is embarrassing here for Golden State. 8 turnovers by the Warriors. Corner 3. And Naz Reid off the back rim, no good. Rebound secure by the Warriors with Jackson Davis. Hey, there you go. Sorry to hear that, Jeffrey, with a sunburn today. Yeah, today was a really nice day. Spencer goes up, lost it, turnover, got it stripped, night turnover. Edwards, outlet pass ahead. McDaniels blew the layup, got fouled. Clock will stop right now, 6:38 left to go. Man, this is embarrassing for Golden State. This is not looking good. They might not even reach 50 if they keep this up. This is just horrific. I don't think I've streamed a game this bad before for the playoffs in a long time. Like, this is atrocious. 7 for 26 in the first half for Golden State. 3 for 11 from 3. And they have 9 turnovers right now. Just an absolutely hideous game. Minnesota's not even shooting the ball that well. They're 42% for Minnesota. Yeah, I actually got sunburnt from my neck a little bit on Sunday. It was a nice day on Sunday. I was at Colt State Park, Jeffrey, on Sunday, so I was not too far away from where you were. And I was there for like 3 or 4 hours or so. Yeah, I try to go outside as much as possible on the weekends because I really don't have much opportunities at all, unfortunately, to go outside on the weekdays. I basically work in a box in a recording studio from 8 to 4, which I mean it's nice to be able to like have your own, like my workspace is pretty big, so it's nice to have my own workspace. That's like a pretty good size room, but unfortunately there's no windows, which is really tough, especially this time of season, like May, June, July, August. It's always like the worst time because it's so nice outside. Yeah, I'm hopefully gonna try to commit myself to once these streams start later, these 7 o'clock streams. I don't mind the early start times. Today is at 8:30. I had to work later today with overtime, but these 7 o'clock streams is tough for me. Once I get home, it's like eating dinner, and then it's like setting up the stream, and then it's stream at 7. Whereas like hopefully when these games get to be like 8:30 or so in the finals, I can start to get outside a couple hours or so before the start of the games later in the playoffs. Yeah, just random. A 13-man rotation for Golden State tonight. So random. Like, I'm shocked we haven't seen Moses Moody, Gary Payton in the second play more minutes. Kevon Looney, just 3 minutes by him tonight. Kuminga, 3 minutes. And we got some random guys who's barely played at all this season getting minutes here. 6 minutes by Pat Spencer. Guy Santos, 4 minutes. Kevin Knox, 4 minutes. Like, what's going on right now with Golden State? How in the world are these guys, like, getting minutes? Quinn Post has only got 3 minutes. He started off this game for Quinn Post. Free throws coming up here at the line for Minnesota. First one is good. 37-19. Marco's liking Golden State to win this series. Pajemski at the top of the key. Bounce pass off to Butler. Butler defended one-on-one straight away here at the top. Working on McDaniels. Finds Pajemski. And Pajemski missed the mark of the pass. Sailed behind Trace Jackson Davis out of bounds. The turnovers continue. 9 turnovers right now for Golden State. This is brutal. Midway through the second quarter almost. 19 points. 15 points in the first quarter. If you thought the first quarter was bad, they got 4 points right now midway through the second quarter as Jimmy Butler down low came up with a block. Butler with a basketball. Butler dribbles up inside the key. Butler right over Gobert. Gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ant-Man is down, and he's holding his left ankle. Oh, no. Anthony Edwards is holding his lower left ankle, and he is down right now, shaking his head. Damn. We're going to cut to commercial break right now. This game has been atrocious tonight. 5:56 left to go in the second quarter as Ant-Man is down underneath the hoop on Minnesota's side, where Minnesota got blocked. He is down right now, holding his lower left ankle. We're going to cut to another timeout. This is just disastrous. This series is looking like it's starting to become cursed with injuries. So that's his left ankle. He tweaked that same ankle in game 1 for Ant-Man. So he's holding his left ankle, shaking his head, and then it cut right to commercial break. Anthony Edwards right now. This is on commercial break. I'm looking on Twitter to see the updates by the second. And we have a tweet here from one of the Minnesota analysts for the T-Wolves that says that Anthony Edwards is being helped out to the locker room by 2 of the members of the training staff. Damn. So if you're just joining in, Anthony Edwards is injured. Looks like a pretty bad injury, holding his left ankle. Anthony Edwards down, holding his left ankle. Minnesota had to use their injury timeout to help attend him. Dante DiVincenzo tried to help out Anthony Edwards, but Anthony Edwards chose to stay on the ground. This has just been brutal. Underdog NBA, 1 minute ago. Status alert, Anthony Edwards' leg helped out to the locker room Thursday. Hopefully nothing serious from that young man right there. He is the face of the league for the future. Oh, man, I just saw a clip here. He had to get helped out to the locker room for Edwards. Couldn't even walk on it on his... He couldn't even walk on... Oh, ooh. His left ankle got stepped on by Trace Jackson Davis. So Jackson Davis went up for the block from behind, and he landed on Edwards, who Edwards' ankle... Edwards went down, and then Jackson Davis, after he jumped up, landed right on top of that accidentally. Oh, man. Terrible. Jimmy Butler at the free throw line. 2 shots here for Golden State. First one is good. If you're Golden State right now, Jimmy Butler... It's going to have to be the one to lead them back into this game. Second free throw is missed. 17-point game. No Ant-Man, meaning other players going to have to step up. Randall, that includes him, has it at the free throw circle. Jumper, deep 2 over Butler. Got it. Julius Randle, good for 2. 19-point lead for the T-Wolves. Minnesota shooting 4 for 9 this quarter. Golden State just 1 for 9. Pregame, now the ball handler for Golden State. 5.5 left to go before halftime. Finds Butler at the top. Butler lobs it up over the top. Trayce Jackson-Davis soars up and throws it down with a two-hand slam. Finally, something going on for Golden State here. DiVincenzo at the left wing perimeter. Sends it off to Randall. Randall at the top of the key. Randall guarded by Buddy Hield. Randall outside. Finds DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo, a laser from the perimeter. DiVincenzo stepping up. 20-point lead for Minnesota. Jonathan Kuminga towards his left around the perimeter. Bobbled it, got it back, puts the ball into the hands to Butler. Butler at the edge of the midcourt logo. Jimmy Butler's gotta go. He dribbles, he circles around, he kicks out to the corner off the Pregame. Pregame, high off the glass, scores, up and it off the backboard. 42-24, Minnesota up by 18, and DiVincenzo coughed it up. Turnover. Stole away by Trayce Jackson-Davis past midcourt to Pregame into the hands to Butler. Butler dribbles up inside the key. Butler dish outside Kuminga. Extra pass, corner three. Pregame well off the mark. Gobert controls another rebound. Up the floor, here goes McDaniels with a rudder. Got it. Jaden McDaniels good for 2. A 20-point lead all over again. Under 4 minutes left to go before halftime. Butler drives inside the key over Gobert. Contested by Gobert, no good. Rudy Gobert with another rebound. 7 rebounds already by Rudy. DiVincenzo lobs it off to Randall. Randall backs his way to the low block. Randall bouncing bodies. Takes on Moses Moody. Got it a drop for the layup. Julius Randall looking real good right now. 11 points by Randall currently in the first half. Down to 3:30 left to go before halftime. Moody, a corner three. Moody left it short, no good, as it goes right back to Minnesota. T-Wolves without Edwards, still able to run up the score a little bit more. Randall, step back three of our Butler. Halfway down, no good as it went out. And it goes to Pregame for the defensive rebound. Up the floor, Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga towards his left. A jumper, free throw circle. Kuminga. Yep, that's good. Couple bounces off the rim there by Kuminga. 20-point game, under 3 minutes left to go before halftime. Nickeil Alexander-Walker slides it off to DiVincenzo. Slices defenders. The lob over the top finds Gobert. Gobert couldn't finish at the rim. Moody able to come away with a basketball right now. Golden State looks to push it up the floor with numbers, and Jackson-Davis gets the layup plus the and one coming up by Trayce. 2:36 left to go before halftime. And this will take us to a timeout right now. Or check that. It will not actually. This is a late whistle. So a late whistle to get in multiple substitutions. That's what this is all about. Looked like, based on like the delay and stuff like that we were gonna head to a timeout, but no, we got players coming off the bench, like multiple guys coming off the bench here for both of these teams. I'll be back live tomorrow night. Cavs against Pacers, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night for Game 3 of that series. Hopefully we'll cover Celtics against Knicks on Saturday as well for Game 3. I'll get updates for you guys at halftime for Ant-Man. Not looking so well right now for Ant-Man currently. Free throw is good by Trayce Jackson-Davis. 46-29. Minnesota with possession. DiVincenzo double-teamed. His pass broke it up. Intercepted by Draymond Green. Up the floor. Here goes Hield. And Hield gets called in the goaltend. That's awarded for Golden State. So Hield scores the bucket. That's a goaltend charge to Minnesota. 46-31. So Hield gets the bucket. It was on DiVincenzo. That was from behind off the block by DiVincenzo. 2:18 left to go before halftime. DiVincenzo inside the paint, no good. Missed the layup. Putback is there by Randall. Julius Randle is having an excellent game, really stepping up right now. 13 points by Randall. Yeah, Edwards is still yet to come out on the floor. Looked like a pretty bad injury. Couldn't walk off the court at his own power. Had to be helped out by 2 of the medical staff guys. Golden State's going to be shooting free throws coming up here. Draymond Green, a runner, right over to Keel Alexander Walker. Absorbed a contact, got fouled. So 2 free throws coming up for Draymond Green. 18 points, 8 rebounds in the first game of the series. First free throw is good. Anthony Edwards right now in the locker room. An ankle injury suffered by Edwards. So see if there's any updates for you guys at halftime to the severity of the injury. But right now, Anthony Edwards to the locker room due to an ankle injury. It looked like it was pretty bad. Free throws were split by Draymond Green. 15-point lead for Minnesota. Mike Conley off to Randall. Randall back into the hands to Conley. Conley, minute 40 left to go before halftime. Finds Randall. Randall open 3. Randall's got the 3. Julius Randle looking really good tonight right now, stepping up in a major way. 51-33, final minute and a half left to go. Randall responding with 9 points. Almost came out with an interception. Deflected that ball, jumping the route out of bounds. Julius Randle able to step up big time tonight. 16 points. 9 points in this quarter. Inbound goes to Green. Draymond Green down low. Soars up to the rim and he scores with a left-hand finish. Randall on the floor with DiVincenzo, Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley. That was Jonathan Kuminga, number 00, who just scored off the assist by Draymond Green. Cross-court pass, Reed. Touch pass to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo buries the triple. Good touch right there by Dante. Here goes Kuminga on the other side. Kuminga once again started to heat up. Back-to-back layups by Jonathan Kuminga. 45 seconds left to go here before halftime. Conley slows down the tempo. Mike Conley guarded at the top of the key by Draymond Green. Randall drives on Green outside, fights Jaden McDaniels. McDaniels with a left-hand finish. Dribble drive penetration, head full of steam right to the rim right there for Jaden McDaniels. Buddy Hield. Right baseline dribble to the low block. Bounce pass over to Pajemski. Pajemski, Eurostep, dish outside. And they will go in for a step back deep 2. Swash. Jonathan Kuminga pick it up right now for Golden State. Final seconds left to go before halftime. 17-point lead. Finally, we get the scoring start to pick up. That was not the case to begin this game. Randall with the basketball. Whole crowd gets on their feet here with a whiteout in Minnesota as Randall will draw the foul. That was a foul to give. Charge to Golden State. Stops the clock with 5.7 seconds. And they will get in this game Gary Payton II, who checks in right now to play defense to force a stop in the final possession before halftime. Mike Conley, the inbound passer. Conley, inbound goes off to Randall. Randall dribbles up inside the key. Randall floats up a tough shot, no good off the glass. A rebound secured by Jackson Davis. And we close out going to halftime. It is 56-39. Very lopsided here in that first half. Mike Conley had himself a 3-point shot early on in this game. He had 0 during the last game, but this first half belonged to Julius Randle. 16 for him. Jaden McDaniels, solid start for him. He's got 10 points for Randle. Rudy Gobert's a plus 22 on the floor with only 2 points, but has himself 7 rebounds right now for Rudy. Yeah, this has been just a bejumbled mess of a game here currently. If you're new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Appreciate all for joining in, being a part here on the channel for this one tonight. Man, hopefully Anthony Edwards will, I don't think he's going to be back for this game. I'd be shocked if he gets back, but prayers up to that young man. Hopefully he will come back during the next game, but it looked pretty bad for Anthony Edwards. So Anthony Edwards, lower ankle injury, his left ankle, headed to the locker room. Questionable to return. So RotoWire puts out there, Anthony Edwards, 20 seconds ago, questionable to return. That is due to a left ankle sprain by Edwards. Edwards walked gingerly to the locker room during the second quarter after getting stepped on by an opposing player. That opposing player was Trace Jackson Davis. He went in for a block. Edwards went down, and then Jackson Davis off the jump landed on the top, unfortunately, of Edwards' ankle accidentally. Anthony Edwards has been diagnosed with an ankle sprain. He'll presumably test his ankle during halftime to determine whether a return will be possible. Yeah, there's no way. I'd be stunned if he comes back here in the second half. An ankle sprain during the game and gonna play through it? No way. So a sprained left ankle, questionable to return. Bleacher Report just put that out as well. So he's got a sprained left ankle, questionable to return. Here we go. Grok over on Twitter puts out, the injury to Anthony Edwards' ankle appears to be a left ankle sprain. Severity is uncertain, but he's questionable to return, suggesting it may not be severe. Recovery from mild ankle sprains typically takes 1 to 3 weeks, but his history of knee issues could complicate things. No official update confirms the extent yet. Yeah, it looks bad. Barstool Sports just put a video out there. Anthony Edwards couldn't even walk off the court on his own power. Had to get helped out by 2 guys in the medical staff. Just that had to be one of the worst first halves I have covered on the channel. If not, like, in channel history. Like, my 6+ years here doing YouTube, one of the worst first halves ever that I've covered. Anthony Edwards with an injury, and then Golden State at one point. They had fewer points than minutes at one point in this game. It was horrific. You got guys that's coming off the street here playing ball for this Golden State team. They've gone with a, what I would have to count this one by one. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. They've gone through a 14-man rotation tonight for Golden State. Pat Spencer, Guy Santos, Kevin Knox, Braxton Key, all playing in this game in the first half for Golden State. A 14-man rotation. Keith, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Yes, I still think the Celtics have a chance in the series. They've been the better team on the road than at home this year. And actually, last year, the Pacers found themselves down 0-2 against the Knicks, and they came back and won in 7. So, I mean, anything is possible. I don't ever want to, like, bring up anything about injuries or anything, but I hope that's not a factor in any of these series matchups or so. But anything's possible to keep the door open or so for the Celtics come back. They're gonna need So Jason Tatum yesterday played terribly. I think he's going to bounce back and have a big game coming up on Saturday and respond right back. Tatum's been a much, much better player on the road this season than at home. So I think Tatum's going to bounce back. But the guy who really also needs to bounce back, who's been unplayable two games so far, that's Porzingis. And Porzingis changes everything. And Porzingis just doesn't look like himself. So he's dealing with an illness. I don't know what he had, the upper respiratory infection with bronchitis, if that came back for Porzingis or what. But what's key is that the Celtics have an extra day in between. So they're not playing on Friday, which is tomorrow. They have a second extra day due to rest, and they're playing on Saturday. So that extra day of rest, that could be key there for Porzingis to help him out with his recovery and hopefully a step closer to being 100% for him. Also, the extra day of rest helps out Jaylen Brown as well, as he had been dealing with ankle issues going into the playoffs, so it helps out him. It's going to be tough on the road at New York, but anything's possible. And it's only happened 7%. I think 34 teams in NBA history out of like 420-something teams have come back and after trailing down 0-2 won the series. One of those was Milwaukee back in 2021 when they won the championship over Phoenix. Phoenix was up 2-0. And then Milwaukee came back and won the series 4 straight games in a row. Yeah, it's really weird. Actually, the ticks have been pretty bad over in Mass this year. I I don't know whereabouts Porzingis is out living or so. I know Jaylen Brown's out in Wellesley, but most of the Celtics guys, I would imagine, are from like Boston suburbs, like just outside Boston, where there's not really much wilderness out there, like Newton, Wellesley, Brookline. That's my guess. But if Porzingis is just randomly out in like if he's out in like Milton or Canton or some place where it's like more like trees, especially if he's out like hiking the Blue Hills, just randomly, I don't know if he just randomly went to like the Blue Hills or like Middlesex Fells or Cutler Park or something like that in Needham, and just randomly on a random day and walking through the wilderness. I don't know. Just stunning. Yeah, where I live, there's a bunch of ticks, but I'm out in the woods where I am. Crazy amount of ticks. We just picked off so we take care of the neighbor's dog across the street, and we just picked off like 3 or 4 dog ticks on him the other night. But that's not something that you see in like inner cities as ticks. You see that like in the forest. Let's see, Jason Tatum, he struggled with 2 days of rest this year, so he's only averaging 20 points per game on 2 days of rest. He's been best with 3+ days of rest for him, but he's actually been the better player on the road than at home this year. Yeah, there's been teams that's been down to 0-2 that came back. The Pacers last year trailed against the Knicks 0-2, came back and won the series. Celtics back in 2017, their first round matchup against Chicago, they were down to 0-2. They came back and won the series. Yep. Yeah, it's just been an outrageous year for ticks. Yeah, if you go out walking in like the wilderness in the summer, where there's like a lot of ticks and stuff like that, my recommendation would be to wear like a white shirt. I usually wear like a white short sleeve shirt or so. That helps to be able to identify them if they do land, and also make sure to wear a hat as well. You don't want any to get stuck in your head, because that's where they usually go. Is like they crawl in these like random spots. They love to like infest themselves in people's hairs, and it becomes difficult, especially if you have long hair, to like track down those ticks, and they just camp out over there. Oh, NBC Sports Boston put out something here about Porzingis opening up about his illness that's limited him in the series. Let's see. Yeah, he's saying he's not feeling his best at all. Yeah, something's going on. He had a lot of upper respiratory issues back in February and March. Yeah, the pollen has been terrible. Last week, if you guys were on my streams like late last week, I was having a tough time on Friday and Saturday last week. I didn't have my same voice as I did right now, because the pollen was terrible. Like usually in years past, the pollen like gets like it has like itchy eyes and like stuffy nose or so, but this year it was more like there was just a lot like in the throat or so. Like it was, for me, it was like a lot more liquid in the throat or so. So it was like I I sounded like so much different. I was coughing a lot at night too last week. I wonder if that's like what's going on with Porzingis, as well as that he has this like some sort of like allergy that's going on currently. What's good, Black Pen and Red Pen? Thanks for joining back in. I hope all is going well. Mariangelo, welcome back in. Yeah, tough one here for Golden State so far. This has been just not a good game at all. Golden State just 39 points at halftime. Anthony Edwards got injured. It's been a rough game tonight. I feel bad for these fans that bought tickets for this game. Really, really feel bad. Because you buy tickets to see stars. And there's not many superstars available for this game. Jimmy Butler's playing, but there's no Steph Curry. Anthony Edwards got injured. This is just really unfortunate. All these people that bought tickets. Minnesota's up, though. That's good for them. What would be sad if they were down right now? If they were the team that was down 56-39, and with the Edwards injury, that would have been sad. But yeah, they still have their team to root for to go up 2-0. It's just they don't have their star player. So luckily for Minnesota, this game's in Minnesota, and they get a lot to cheer about. That their team's about to get their first win tonight to tie it up at one apiece. So they're on track if they can keep it up to tie up the series at 1-1. But Edwards most likely is not going to be back. He's got an ankle sprain for him. Wow, people on Twitter are saying that Edwards might be done for the series. Yes, I think Indiana's going to win their series now. I actually picked Cleveland, but I honestly think that Indiana's going to win. Cleveland's dealing with injuries at the worst time for them. Wow, Underdog NBA just tweeted out status alert. Anthony Edwards available to return. Wow, he's out there on the floor doing shoot around, and he's out there on the court right now to start off the third quarter. Holy man, this dude is tough. He missed the last 6 minutes due to an ankle injury, and Anthony Edwards starts off the third quarter. He couldn't even walk off with his own power. He had to get helped out by 2 of the medical staff to get him to the locker room as Golden State scores as we begin the third quarter. Wow. I'm shocked to see Ant-Man on the floor right now. Randall slides it off to the left wing into the hands to Conley. Jacks up the 3. Rattled out, no good. A rebound secured by Draymond Green for Golden State. Golden State down by 15, needing a much better second half out of this team. Butler at the right wing perimeter. Butler dribbles up to the elbow. Butler up fake outside Green. He tries a 3 off the rim short. Rebound secured by Edwards. Anthony Edwards just soared up on that ankle for the defensive rebound. Ant-Man. Lob over to Randall. Randall at the top of the free throw circle. Randall lost it. Turnover and a transition take foul charged to Edwards as he couldn't get back in time out in front of Kuminga. This will lead to Kuminga at the free throw line for 1. Yeah, Ant just doesn't have that same burst. Yeah, Look at the score right now. They're up by 15. Like, why risk their franchise superstar? They're on track to win this game unless they choke at a 20-plus point lead. That's happened for the three straight nights in a row. That's happened. 56-42. The technical free throw was good. And also, Golden State has the ball. Draymond Green backs his way. Right-handed baby hook, no good. Missed the putback layup by Buddy Hield. Out of the pack, here goes McDaniels. McDaniels collides right into Hield. Poked loose out of bounds. This will stay Minnesota ball. So Anthony Edwards, he tried to go in for a layup and then he went down, and then the defender Trace Jackson Davis for Golden State, who tried to block the layup, he jumped down accidentally, and the left ankle of Anthony Edwards landed right on his lower left ankle, and Edwards had to get helped out off the floor and had to go to the locker room. So we're going to take a timeout right now on the floor. 56-42 right now, as Golden State will burn a timeout early on in the third quarter. I think they're challenging possession of the basketball here. So Steve Kerr challenging possession of the basketball. He thought it was poked loose out of bounds off Jaden McDaniels up the floor. Alright, if you guys are new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow night covering Pacers against Cavs. If you'd like to come on back for that one, feel free to do so. Yeah, it looked really bad. Like, I'm shocked right now that I'm seeing him on the floor. Warren liking Golden State coming back right now. Yeah, they've cut it down to 14. They were down 13 zip. Wow, $700 for Knicks tickets. Yeah, so much for ticket prices are crazy. Just out of this world ticket prices up here in the Northeast. I think they're supposed to do away with like junk fees and stuff like that too, from what I heard. Because I've always like wondered like where those like junk fees, like extra fees, prices for tickets go to. Wow, Brian Windhorst on ESPN saying today that the Celtics could break this up if they lose the series against the Knicks. So Brian Windhorst putting out earlier today that there's a possibility of the Celtics getting broken up. That's what's on the line. ESPN put it out there, a legacy-defining series for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown in this series to come back down to 0-2. I would say also for Joe Mazzulla as well. I think Joe Mazzulla needs to be a part of the blame too, because he keeps on going with analytics, with that chucking up a bunch of threes is going to win their team the game, and New York has cracked the code and has stopped the analytic style of basketball by the Celtics and Mazzulla ball from working. So Boston needs to start to adjust in that series and play more downhill and get to the rim. They're a perfect 11 for 11 on slam dunks in that series. You can definitely use a bunch more slam dunks. We get back to action here. 14-point game. Mike Conley, his three is good. 59-42 Minnesota. Luis in the stream, welcome in. Ronald, thanks for joining in. Mike Conley's got 6. It's a promising sign for him. I think his player prop was at just 6.5 points tonight because he had just 0 points in the last game. Kuminga takes Randall inside the key, floats it off to Butler, deflected, intercepted by McDaniels with a steal. Julius Randle up the floor, Randall off his knee, turns it over. Crossing possession right there for Minnesota. Golden State baseline dribble, Jonathan Kuminga. He soars up and throws it down with a 2-handed flush. Jonathan Kuminga getting back the hops. 12 points in 11 minutes tonight. Perfect. 6 for 6 from the floor. Edwards on top finds Randall. Randall, top of the key. Randall towards his left, hand off to Mike Conley. Mike Conley, bounce pass finds Randall. Randall with an open 3, came off the rim short. Pajemski with a defensive rebound. Signs of life here for Golden State, down by 15, looking to cut it. Kuminga on top finds Butler. Jimmy Butler slides it off to the right corner. Draymond Green out to Butler. Butler sends it on top. Jonathan Kuminga gets the 3. Perfect right now for Kuminga. 59-47. Excellent setup there. Jimmy Butler able to set up. Kuminga, 12 points. Kuminga, Butler, 3 assists right now in this game. And Rudy Gobert got fouled down inside the low post, so he will have 2 free throws coming up. Yeah, Edwards missed the open layup, and luckily his teammate Gobert there for the putback got fouled. Celtics got to attempt way less threes and take it to the hole more. I think they gotta use Derek White more as like the main ball handler in place of Tatum, because whenever Tatum has the basketball, I feel like it sticks more with Tatum, and he tries to do it himself for him and not involve his teammates. Yeah, they definitely have to match the Knicks' physicality too. Like, they gotta have, like, guys move off the ball. Like, we see a lot of guys just camping out in the corner and then just hiding out in the corner. And when it's their time to attempt the corner 3, they're breaking the shots. Like, we saw a lot of that from Al Horford the last game. A lot of brick shots from the corner for him. Butler up fake, drives on Gobert inside the key. Outside finds Hield. Gobert went 1 for 2 that trip at the free throw line. Follow a 3 heel. No good off the rim. Gobert rips away the defensive rebounds. I think for the Cavs, it starts with their defense for them. Indiana plays with a ton of speed. So Cleveland, they need to find ways to stop Indiana because Indiana puts in like 6 or 7 guys in double figures for them. Runner is good for Minnesota as Draymond Green dumped it off to Kuminga at the baseline. Kuminga draws the reach and foul charge to Naz Reid. Yeah, Drew Holiday too. Yeah, Holiday or White, one of those two guys. Holiday, he's had a pretty good series so far for him. He hasn't had many opportunities, but he's been like the best efficiency-wise player on the team so far. Butler got a drop plus the foul. Jimmy Butler at and one coming up here at the free throw line. Yeah, Cavs are dealing with injuries for them, so they gotta have to start to balance out the scoring because it's been all Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell had 48 points and he still lost that game. Like, that's really rare. Like, a guy who drops down 40 are most likely gonna win the game if you drop down 40. That was a rare loss there with a guy that went over 40. Free throw is good by Butler. 3-point play complete, 62-50 right now. Jimmy Butler with 14 points. 14 points by Kuminga off the bench. Naz Reid, corner 3. Off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by Kuminga. Kuminga playing just solid right now in this game. Julius Randle's got 16. Jaden McDaniels with 12. Ant-Man with 7. Butler at the free throw circle. Outside finds Green. Push pass, corner off to Kuminga. Kuminga right baseline dribble. Gets right past his defender and dunks it down for Jonathan Kuminga. Right past Rudy Gobert with a slam. I had the wrong points on the scoreboard. It was 62-52 right now. Yeah, I had it as 50s both ends. 62-52. Corner 3 is good by Golden State. Jonathan Kuminga starting to light up the building right now as Minnesota burns a timeout. Buddy Hield from the corner was the one who got that corner 3, assisted by Kuminga. It's down to a 7-point game, 62-55. Yeah, so I accidentally had that score wrong. I think after the free throw, I put 50 for Minnesota when they were at 60. So it's 62-55 right now. .57 left to go in the third quarter. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. This is a 16-6 run by Golden State. Finally, Golden State is playing with confidence. Man, they have found something with Jonathan Kuminga. 14 points by Kuminga in 14 minutes, shooting a perfect 7 for 7 from the floor. 14 points by Jimmy Butler. 16 points by Randle, 12 by McDaniels. Ant-Man just with 7 on 2 for 8 shooting. And yeah, I don't think he's going to be much of an impact with this game. It seems like he's deferring a lot and not bothering attempting shots, as it seems like his ankle's really bothering him. Yeah, that's big, missing Mobley. Mobley by far was like the best player, box plus minus for them, and he was like a top 3 candidate this year for Defensive Player of the Year, so that's a huge loss. And then Garland losing a 20-plus points per game score, a huge loss there. And then DeAndre Hunter, a reliable scoring option off the bench. So really just three tough losses that they have right now. They got the injury bug at the worst time possible. Jason, what's good with a dono? Let's get that dono hype for my man Jason on the stream. We got 115 plus watching. If you guys are new to the channel, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We may see a 4th straight night in a row with a 20-point blown lead. Minnesota, 22-point lead at one point, is now dwindled down to 7. And this game has just been crazy. Golden State had like no signs or any answers at one point. They were on pace for like 50 points at one point. They were so bad offensively. It was like nails on chalkboard. They had scored, I think it was 10 points in the first 10 minutes. Pleasant Hill, welcome back in. So if you're just joining in, all of a sudden a 22-point lead by Minnesota has collapsed to 7. Jonathan Kuminga. He's been the part of the run for Golden State. 8-zip run. Kuminga with 14 points, shooting a perfect 7 for 7. Inbound goes to McDaniels. McDaniels on the floor with Conley, Julius Randle, Naz Reid, and Anthony Edwards. Edwards has as he dribbles towards his right around the perimeter. Target center logo finds Naz Reid. Reid attacks inside the paint. No good. Missed the layup off the glass. Draymond Green with a defensive rebound. Butler goes up. And the referee has rolled Jimmy Butler on an up and down travel violation in the backcourt. Jimmy Butler pleading his case right there to the officials that he was going into a gallop of a dribble and didn't go up and down. Now, that's a rough possession there for Golden State. That's a momentum crusher for them. You take that up the floor, you bury a 3, it's a 4-point game. If you make a 2, it's a 5-point game. Instead, it's right now a 7-point game, and instead it's a 10-point game. Naz Reid knocks down the 3 off the inbound. That's the difference between a 4-point lead and a 10-point lead. Naz Reid taking advantage of the Golden State turnover. Butler at the mid-block. Butler shovels it outside off the Podziemski. Podziemski drive. Kick out to the corner. Kuminga got it. Jonathan Kuminga. Big time tonight with 17. Midway through the third quarter. It's been a fun second half here. Kuminga all of a sudden showing up. Edwards outside. Randall push pass. Corner 3. DiVincenzo connects on it. After a rough half that these two teams cannot buy a bucket, we got bucket after bucket after bucket in half two. Dante DiVincenzo up to 9 points tonight. Healed. Bounce pass off to Butler. Jimmy Butler has it at the top of the key for Golden State. Into the hands to Draymond Green. Green. Hand off Podziemski. Podziemski. Pocket pass Green. Green rolls down to the rim. No good. Put in. No good. Tried to go for the putback by Butler. Got tipped up to Edwards for the defensive rebound. Minnesota. Chance to cut into the deficit. Randall. Kick out to the corner. Step back 3 in the air by McDaniels. Missed off the rim. No good. Rebound secured by Podziemski. Podziemski up the floor. Podziemski dribbles, drives, attacks, up fake, outside, bad pass, turnover. Minnesota playing with pace with Jaden McDaniels as he scores the layup. Golden State, so many opportunities, so many turnovers, wrecking their momentum. Timeout on the floor, taken by Steve Kerr with just above 5 minutes left to go in the third. Turnovers at the worst time possible, too. All that momentum that they have to come on back in this game, and it shatters it. 12 turnovers tonight for Golden State. Minnesota with 9. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Jonathan Kuminga out here playing a game of his life, keeping Golden State at least hanging in. 17 points, perfect 8 for 8 shooting in 16 minutes. Jimmy Butler with 14 minutes. Everybody else with single digits. Buddy Hield's got 9. Minnesota, 2 guys in double figures. 16 by Randall, 14 by McDaniels. Yeah, where were they going there? They had... That was just a bad pass. Just really a bad... They had a good opportunity to set one up for an easy layup, and instead they tried to pass it back out to the perimeter, get stolen. It led to Minnesota scoring the layup. It's been the decision-making has not been good tonight for Golden State. Minnesota, much better night from 3 tonight here. 11 for 24, bouncing back in a big way from the perimeter. they've got some good balance between a lot of the role players tonight who's really been able to step up for Minnesota. Jimmy Butler back to action. Top of the key for Butler, defended by DiVincenzo. Switched guarded by Edwards at the top of the key. Butler dribbles up free throw circle. Into the hands to Jackson Davis. Hand off Butler. Butler towards his right. Rises for the jumper. Deep two. No good. Came off the rim short. Edwards tracks down the defensive rebound. Julius Randle, Anthony Edwards, Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo, and Jaden McDaniels, the 5 on the floor. DiVincenzo lays up the 3, missed off the rim, no good. A rebound pulled down by... Refs are going to get Pat Spencer in a reach and fall. It was pulled down by Golden State. Naz Reid, incredible hustle for the 50-50 ball. And Pat Spencer, loose ball foul, battling with Naz Reid for it. .425 left to go in the third. Inbound goes to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo finds Edwards. Yeah, Anthony Edwards able to return. Kind of a shocker here. He couldn't even walk off the floor of his own power. Edwards, straight line dribble drive, attack, and Edwards gets fouled. So 2 free throws coming up here by Anthony Edwards. Man, just a tough soldier. Absolutely a tough soldier here. So hungry by Edwards. I can't believe that he's playing right now through this. First free throw is good. Lower ankle sprain by Anthony Edwards that he's playing through. Missed the final 6 minutes of the first half. And then comes out, does a shoot around with a couple minutes before the start of the second half. And he's good to go. He's on the floor. Second free throw missed by Edwards. Offensive rebound. DiVincenzo with a 3 off the glass. No good. Butler with a defensive rebound. Golden State down by 13. Jimmy Butler. He's got 14.6 rebounds, 3 assists off to Pat Spencer. Pat Spencer, a lot of minutes for him tonight randomly. As DiVincenzo picks up a reach and foul on the floor. Clock will stop with 3:56. Yeah, I'm stunned to see that Edwards is out there with a 13-point lead right now. I thought if this game was like a 2-possession game, if it got to 4 points, then if he feels well, I'd say go play him. But yeah, I was shocked to see him return up by a double-digit lead in half two. 4 in the shot clock. Step back 3 in the air. Came off the rim. Short, no good. Missed by Hield. Outlet pass ahead of the pack. There goes Minnesota with a dunk. Jaden McDaniels raising the roof. 8-zip run right now for the T-Wolves. Butler shovels off to Payton. Finds Butler on the outside. Got deflected out to the perimeter. Picked up by Butler here. Jimmy Butler for the shot clock. Outside across the floor off to Moody. Moody step back 3 in a rainbow. That's not even close. That's a shot clock violation. Turnover at Golden State. Yeah, so fun watching Ant-Man. Just got that killer type of instinct as him as a player. Just always playing hungry. Speaking of Paul Pierce walked 20 miles today in his bathrobe to work. It was an 8-hour walk for Paul Pierce. So he walked to the Fox Sports 1 studios today on an 8-hour walk as he lost a bet. He would say if the Celtics lost game 2, he would walk 20 miles to work, and he had to walk 20 miles to work today as McDaniels buried the 3. 76-58 to make matters worse. Golden State just coughed up the basketball as it went out of bounds. 76-58. Golden State was closing in, and now they are dropping downwards again. Minnesota taking full control right now. 18-point lead and with the basketball. Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Nickeil dribbles up mid-block. Bounce pass off to Randle. Randle fires it left corner. Nickeil launches the 3. Off the rim, no good. Spencer controls the defensive rebound. No points in the last 3 minutes and 50 seconds for Golden State. Pat Spencer drives on Edwards. Bounce pass off to Jackson Davis. A lot of bench guys right now on the floor. I don't know where they can generate any scoring where you got guys like Draymond Green, Pat Spencer, Trace Jackson Davis, Jonathan Kuminga, and Gary Payton II. That's their 5 in the court currently. They're not going to generate any sort of scoring for that 5-man rotation. Butler right now is on the bench. Minnesota with possession. Spin cycle. Alexander Walker blocked by Trace Jackson Davis. Here goes Golden State. 2 minutes left to go in the third. Kuminga. He's probably the only guy that can score the basketball right now. Jackson Davis finds Kuminga. Kuminga. Looking to stay perfect for him tonight. Kuminga at the baseline. Jeep 2 fall away. No good. He's not perfect. Jackson Davis got the tip in. 16-point game right now. Not really going to find any sort of scoring from the 5-man rotation that's out there on the floor for Golden State. Trace Jackson Davis perfect on the floor tonight. 5 for 5. 11 points for him. Entry pass off to Edwards behind the defense who scores up and off the backboard. 18-point lead for Minnesota. Golden State quickly going up the floor to Jackson Davis. He scores once again. Randall tees up a 3 out in the open. Off the back rim, no good. Jackson Davis with a rebound as we approach the final minute left to go in the third. 16-point game. Draymond Green. Lob down low to Kuminga. Kuminga held up and fouled. It's on Naz Reid. What's actually good about this game tonight is that this game's gone by pretty fast. So it hasn't been choppy, which is good. Because some of these games have gone by at like snail's pace. So that's the positive sign tonight about this game. First free throw, no good. Missed off the back from Kuminga. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll be back in tomorrow night covering Pacers against Cavs for game number 3 of the series. Second free throw is good. 78-63. Final minute left to go. Butler on the bench for the final minute. Kuminga's got 18 points in 17 minutes. Nikhil off to DiVincenzo. Lob to the elbow. Randall backs his way mid-block. Randall inside the key. Outside to Nikhil. Alexander Walker finds DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo bounce pass through traffic. And Julius Randle puts it up and in and scores. Up and in off the glass. 17-point lead for Minnesota. Under 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Poor possession turnover. Butterfingers by Kevin Knox. Couldn't haul in the pass by Guy Santos. They got way too many bench guys right now on the floor that can't play defense. Getting back in transition. Bullseye. It's good for Minnesota. Nikhil Alexander Walker buries the 3. 18-5. Run by Minnesota last 5.5 minutes. Deflected inside the key. Looking for Jackson Davis, who got fouled. Held up by held up down low here. Yeah, that was by DiVincenzo. Yeah. Looking like they're completely lost for sure. I'm just stunned right now about what in the world is Steve Kerr doing with the random players that he's playing today in the rotation. Number 12 for Golden State, Braxton Key, comes on the floor. Golden State has played everybody today that's available besides Steph Curry. 14 out of 15 players in their playoff lineup have played in this game, and a dunk there for Golden State. That was by Braxton Key, who shut the door down. (83-65). Final seconds to close out the third. Minnesota able to get a shot. And the shot at the buzzer is no good. Missed off the mark by Golden State. 20-point lead at the end of 3. This game is getting interesting. It was a 7-point lead at one point, and now it's gone back up to 20. Yeah, I would go with Tatum there for my favorite player in the league. though. Yesterday, that completely just, that made me so mad. Man, just... Hopefully he can find it on Saturday. I gotta get myself a Peyton Pritchard jersey. That's one of the guys that I've watched since college that I love Pritchard's game. Like, he's awesome. Players in other teams, yeah, Ant-Man would be one of my favorite on, like, another team. I've always liked Donovan Mitchell, too. So, he went to Brewster Academy, so that's in downtown Wolfboro, New Hampshire. We usually go up there quite a bit in the summer, so my family, we have, like a summer place out there in New Hampshire. It's in Ossipee, not too far away from Brewster Academy, so we go in that area quite a bit towards, like, downtown Wolfboro. Jonathan Kuminga looking good. 18 points for him so far tonight. 14 by Butler. I'm kind of shocked that Butler hasn't had, like, any sort of impact. Like, I thought that he'd be out here, like, attempting, like, 15, 20 shots by now in this game. He's just 5 for 9 shooting through 3 quarters with 14 points and only 3 assists by him, too, which is mind-boggling because I took the over at 6.5 and 13 points by Trayce Jackson-Davis. What I'm drawing question marks on tonight is, like, Steve Kerr's coaching. It's kind of like they threw this game away tonight for Golden State. Like, they're just like, oh, yeah, we're up 1-0 in the series. We're going to wait till Curry comes back, which could be Game 5, potentially. It doesn't look likely that he's going to return for Games 3 and 4, so if they're on the track to do so, they're going to be down 3-1 if they can't figure it out without Curry, and then he comes back for Game 5. Game 5, I believe, is next Wednesday, so they have 6 days to figure this out before Curry comes back. But, yeah, it looks like they threw in the towel for Golden State based on, like, the rotations that they had in this game. It's kind of mind-boggling. They went through a 14-man rotation, playing guys like Pat Spencer, 10 minutes. Guy Santos played 4 minutes. Braxton Keegan has some playing time tonight alongside Kevin Knox, who's played 5 minutes. It's kind of a head-scratcher tonight for Golden State. Gary Payton II, Moses Moody, those guys only playing around 12 and 11 minutes tonight. I expect them more up to the high teens at this point in the game, low 20s. This is really a head-scratcher out of Golden State tonight that they came out and just keep on rotating guys with players that's unplayable in the playoffs and playing these players, and they've been all over the map tonight. Sport Travel Coaster, welcome in. Thinking of comeback. 85-65 right now. Nickeil Alexander-Walker slides it off to Edwards. Kick out to the corner. Naz Reid into the hands to DiVincenzo. On the outside finds McDaniels. 2 in the shot clock. McDaniels launches 1 off the rim short. Draymond Green, that's Kuminga, number 00, who came up with a defensive rebound. Brandon Podziemski, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga. Buddy Hield, the 5 of the floor. Entry pass down low to Green, and he scores up and off the backboard. Draymond Green now up to 7 points, shooting just 2 for 9 tonight. Edwards finds Reed, jacks up the 3. Off the rim, no good. Tipped up to Kuminga for the defensive rebound. Outlet pass ahead. Butler, Euro step outside off the Podziemski. Swings it out to the corner. Kuminga off the Hield. Buddy Hield finds Draymond Green. His 3 came off the rim short. Out of bounds it goes. It's Minnesota ball. $85-67. Under 11 minutes left to play. Anthony Edwards shaking big. Dribble drives, attacks, no good off the glass. Rudy Gobert goes up and he sticks it in with a 2-handed flush. Big rebound put back there by Rudy. Green, a lob down low. Butler behind the defense goes up, gets fouled. Butler in some pain right now. Jimmy Butler trying to shake one off. This has been the series of the wounded. Rudy Gobert picks up the shooting foul. Jimmy Butler, he's okay. He's going to continue. 2 free throws coming up for the tough soldier here at the free throw line. But, yeah, I don't know if that was his face area where he got the contact from by Rudy Gobert. But he was shaken up first. Quite a bit of pain. Jimmy Butler's going to shoot 2 free throws. First one is no good. Left it off the back rim. Second free throw is good. McDaniels, he crosses midcourt. Outside to Naz Reid. Reid at the left wing. Dribbles up to the elbow. Cross-court pass Edwards. On top finds Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Kick out corner. Naz Reid, a 3. Swoosh! 90-68. Naz Reid been excellent in these playoffs. 11 points tonight for Reid. Butler backs his way, goes up, got stripped of the basketball, got it back though. Green, push pass, corner, Kuminga. Down by 22. You got to start to go quick in the shot clock if you're Golden State. Shot clock down to 6. Kuminga launches off the back rim, no good. Edwards with a defensive rebound. Rebound number 8 tonight for Anthony Edwards as he goes over his player prop. Edwards inside the key, shoved from behind, gets fouled. Yeah, this game is starting to get out of reach right now. Golden State's lucky if they reach 100 tonight. I can't believe what I'm seeing out of Ant-Man here. He was slow the first couple minutes starting off the third quarter, but he has found his shiftiness in his next gear once again. Nickeil, dish outside. DiVincenzo, follow-away 3 off the mark, no good. Hield came away with the basketball. Draymond Green pushing it up the floor. Green over Gobert. Got it a drop with a left-hand layup. 90-70. Rudy Gobert had a tough time containing the dribble drive penetration there by Draymond Green. Edwards playing basically this entire second half, dealing with a bummed ankle. Doesn't matter though, as Anthony Edwards scores up and in off the glass. Good for 2. Golden State with under 9 minutes left to go. This is well out of reach here right now. They're taking the shot clock already down to 10. Like, do they even realize what the score is on the board? You get 70 points currently with 8:40 left to go. Buddy Hield drills it. Really needed that. Problem is they took the entire shot clock down, and Minnesota ranks bottom 5 in the league in pace of play, so they're just going to keep on taking the clock down here. Bounce pass Gobert at the low block. Gobert finds Naz Reid, or he doesn't. Gets picked off by Buddy Hield. Hield, step back 3. Hield, no good. Around the rim and out. Shoved in, and the putback by Pajemski. All right, Golden State starting to find something. 17 points they're trailing by, though. Nickeil outside to Edwards. As we're down to 8 minutes left to play in the fourth. Anthony Edwards accelerates inside the paint. And a reach and foul drawn on the floor. Charged to Kuminga. That's be charged to Hield, actually, as the clock will stop. McDaniels and Gobert. They will take a seat on the bench. It is Edwards, Reid, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Julius Randle. There's a 5th player on the floor for Minnesota. And that is, McDaniels is back into the game. Jaden McDaniels is the 5th player out there. Came back on the floor late. Here goes Nickeil. Nickeil bursts the speed right to the rim. He scores. Up and in with a left-hand layup. 94-75. Everything clicking tonight to even up the series here for Minnesota if they can keep it up. Golden State in trouble, taking the shot clock deep. It's not going to be enough possessions at the end of this game for Golden State. Wow. Jimmy Butler surged right out of the pack with the easiest slam dunk that you can get in the playoffs. 17-point game. Edwards with a 3. Edwards off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound, right back to McDaniels. Edwards drives downhill. Edwards, no good. Blew the layup, looking for the foul call. It was late. He got one. Anthony Edwards did get the foul call. Very, very late whistle. He's going to have 2 free throws. Fathy, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Based on the rate that Golden State's going, they're not going to have enough possessions if they keep it up right now to come on back in this game. They would have to put together stops every single possession and then score as much as possible for them to get back in. 7-11 left to go in the fourth quarter, 94-77 as we head over to a timeout. Yeah, no Curry tonight, and this Golden State offense is just absolutely anemic. They can't get anything going. If you were here for the first half, it was atrocious. They had 39 points at halftime. At one point, they had more minutes in the game than points in the scoreboard. I think they had just 5 points in the first 7 minutes. It was a bad start for Golden State. They trailed 13-0 at one point. And they've trailed as many by 22. That's the largest lead for Minnesota. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified here for future live streams on the channel just in the timeout currently. So we're just awaiting free throws once you come back from the timeout. Julius Randle low-key has had an excellent game tonight. 20 points, 10 assists. 15 by Nickeil Alexander-Walker off the bench. 11 points by Naz Reid. Golden State led by Jimmy Butler with 17, and Buddy Hield is 12. Kuminga's had a great game tonight. 18 points off the bench, shooting 8 for 10. Trace Jackson-Davis is perfect. 13 points, 6 for 6 from the floor. So this will be 2 free throws here by Anthony Edwards. First one is good. Wow, he's still, man, he plays with such a joy out there on the floor. This dude sprained his lower left ankle in the first half, comes back in the second half. Couldn't even walk to the locker room, had to get helped out by 2 of his medical staff members, and he's out there at the free throw line with 7 minutes left to go smiling, and he drilled both of the free throws. 96-77. Butler At the left wing, guarded by Edwards. Switched here, guarded by Naz Reid. To get the floor cam on the TV on TNT. Jonathan Kuminga, crossover to right wing. Attacks inside the paint, floats across the floor off to Pajemski. Got the three. That's a big triple right there, 96-80. Now you get 4 stops here. If you're Golden State, that's the only chance to win. You got to put together a string of stops in a row. Bounce pass Randall, handoff. Here goes Nikhil, kick out, quarter, open three, swoosh. Big time shot from the quarter. That is Ant-Man who buries the triple. 99-80. That's a sweet possession right there for Minnesota. Edwards up to 17 right now. Butler, bounce pass off to Hield, floats it across the floor, goes up, gets fouled. This is going to be free throws coming up here for Golden State, it looks like. And now Edwards will come out. Or no, they will not give him free throws. So this will lead to an inbound coming up here for Golden State. Down by 19. Just above 10 minutes left to go in the fourth. Trace Jackson-Davis. Bounce pass Pajemski. Pocket pass. Trace. Throws it up. Fouled. 2 shots coming up. Try to put a defender in a poster. 6:13 left to go. So Edwards finally comes out after playing basically the entire second half to this point. First free throw is good by Jackson-Davis. Yeah, gotta love a confident man there like Ant-Man. $17-point game midway through the fourth quarter. Lob down low looking for McDaniels. That's well wide of McDaniels, results in a turnover. Paulie, welcome in. Without Curry, many Chinese restaurants have nothing left to offer. Yep. Unfortunate game here for Golden State. Just looking anemic here on the offensive side of the floor. Kuminga missed the 3. Offensive rebound. Hauled in by Pajemski. Human dominoes on the floor as we have a tie-up between Naz Reid and Brandon Pajemski. Bodies hitting the deck there. 5:43 left to go. We're going to head to a timeout as well right now as Minnesota's got this game well in hand, up by 17. Minnesota's going to even up this series, barring a miracle comeback from Golden State, and Golden State has yet to lead tonight. It's been all Minnesota. Not much firepower at all coming out of Golden State missing Curry. 8 for 27 from 3, 30% from the perimeter, 16 turnovers, and they really miss Steph Curry. I remember a few years back, Steph Curry got injured in like the first month of the season, and Golden State, that was the year they drafted James Wiseman. They were so bad that year because they were missing Curry. It was a lost season for them. That was, when was that? Might have been the COVID year. Yeah, that was the COVID year. They went 15-50. That was 5 years ago, 2020. 15-50 that year for Golden State. Yeah, Curry ended up playing just 5 games that year, and Klay Thompson wasn't available either. That their best player on that team was D'Lo. This is going back 5 years ago. D'Lo Led the team in scoring from the year that they went 15-50. Wiggins played just 12 games. Curry played 5 games. Alec Burks was their second best scorer that was available for most of the season behind D'Lo. Eric Paschall. Wow, what a name. He was a starter on that team. Glenn Robinson III scored double figures. So did Damian Lee and Michael Mulder. Wow. Draymond Green, an 8 points per game average guy in the year that they went 15-50. They had Kai Bowman and Juan Toscano Anderson on that team. Yeah, Ant-Man came back, and Ant-Man playing through it. And Ant-Man looking really good in the second half. 17 points by Ant-Man. 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. He was deferring a lot early on. Didn't really have that burst in the first couple minutes for him, but recently he's been able to get that burst back. 99-82. And looks like Anthony Edwards is back on the floor, coming back from the timeout here with a 17-point lead. Dante DiVincenzo, Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Naz Reid, the 5 on the floor currently for Minnesota. Healed. Moves it off to Butler. Quarter 3 by Butler. Off the back room, no good. Jackson Davis pushing off. That's an offensive foul over the back call. Charged to Trace Jackson Davis. Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield, Brandon Pajewski, Trace Jackson Davis. There's one other player on the floor. It's McDaniels. Nickeil Alexander-Walker will check out right now for Minnesota. Jaden McDaniels back on the floor replacing Nickeil as we're down to 5.5 left to go in the fourth quarter. Kuminga is the 5th player on the floor for Golden State. Gobert right now is on the bench. Hopefully Gobert's okay. Gobert is like holding his he's holding his head weird there for Rudy Gobert. I don't know if he's just tired or so, if he's got sinus problems, or I don't know. Or if he's dealing with a headache or what. Edwards at the free throw line splits the free throws. They're up to 100. 100-82. Ant-Man with 18 tonight. Golden State's going to go right now. Shot clock already down to 10. Butler bounce pass to Trace Jackson Davis. Taking a shot clock deep under 5. Handoff Hield. Hield with a 3. Hield laser beam from downtown. That's a big-time shot there from the top of the key by Buddy Hield. Naz Reid, bounce pass off to Randle. Randle guarded by Hield at the low block. Randle backs his way. Randle double-double. Randle keeps on adding to his point total. 22 points right now for Julius Randle tonight. It's alongside 10 total assists. 4.5 left to go in the fourth quarter. Hield, corner 3. No good over the mark. A rebound secured by Randle. Buddy Hield tonight's got himself 15 points right now. Edwards accelerates. Edwards right to the cup. Double clutch. He scores the layup. Anthony Edwards with a swifty move right there to the cup for 2. Minnesota about to tie up the game at 1-1 going into game 3 at Golden State. Edwards outlet pass off the rebound. Julius Randle dunks it down with a 2-handed flush. 106-84. Julius Randle coming to play in these playoffs here, folks. Minnesota up by 21, about to go up and tie up the series at 1 apiece. Timeout by Steve Kerr. What a bounce-back game tonight here for Minnesota. 4:03 left to go in the fourth quarter. If you're new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, or ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified here for future live streams on the channel. Really, really solid game out of Julius Randle tonight. 24 points, 10 assists, plus 16 on the floor. 20 points by Ant-Man. 16 by McDaniels. 15 by Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Naz Reid with 11. 106-85 as we come back from the timeout. Right to left on the floor for Golden State. Golden State waving the towel right now. Pat Spencer on the floor with Kevin Knox, Guy Santos. Number 12 with Braxton Key and Moses Moody, the 5 in the court currently for Golden State. As Golden State's able to score there. We're down to under 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. So Golden State waving the white flag. Nickeil Alexander-Walker drills the triple. So good today by Nickeil. .321 left to go. Now, this game is not even close right now. Randall's going to check out. Jaden McDaniels substitutes out as well. Hey, there you go. Shakaroni pizza looks like for James. First time on the floor for number 00 tonight, Terrence Shannon for the T-Wolves. Minnesota going to burn the timeout here. All right, so we head over to the timeout. 3:10 left to go in the fourth. Minnesota going to put this series even right now. Really, just started off the game right from the get-go. Never looked back. Much better game from three tonight. 16 for 36 from the perimeter by the T-Wolves, shooting 44% from three. Yeah, that's a really good question right there. I would probably go with SGA for that. I think SGA, he was at the top of the league in steals per game for him this year. 109-87, baseline dribble by Minnesota. A couple misses at the rim there by Nickeil Alexander-Walker as Braxton Key collected the defensive rebounds. Positive sign out of this game is that this game went by quick tonight, so it didn't drag on. Usually these blowouts go by quick. Usually the closer games drag on with a lot of official reviews and stuff like that. We didn't really have many challenges or official reviews tonight on the floor. Missed three by Josh Minot, number 8 for Minnesota. So both of these teams clearing out the bench right now. Minot's first time on the floor alongside Jalen Clark, Terrence Shannon, and Leonard Miller, who's on the floor. And the dunk is scored by Braxton Key for Golden State. Nickeil Alexander-Walker also on the court. And now we got Luka Garza going to check into the game right now on the scorer's table. Former Iowa Hawkeye legend for Luka Garza. Minnesota in the bonus. Nickeil Alexander-Walker will shoot too. And they bury both of them there. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's true as well, because Jokic with double doubles and triple doubles because of his rebounds. Yeah. Yeah, without Steph, it's really not looking good for Golden State to win this series. They're going to get Steph back. The problem is that he might not be back till Game 5. From what I've heard, that this injury is going to linger and put him out in Game 3 and Game 4. He's never dealt with a hamstring strain ever in his life. So 36 years old, this is the first time that he's ever dealt with a hamstring strain. Missed the 2016 playoffs and the 2018 playoffs. That was due to, I think, a knee injury was the first one in 2016. 2018 was an ankle injury, but both of those they posted winning records, 4-2 and 5-1 with him out. But back in the day, they had KD and Klay Thompson. Here's a steal by Minnesota. Terrence Shannon gonna take it a distance and score the layup. Everybody cooking tonight here for the T-Wolves. Having some fun here with the rotation guys as Moses Moody bumped into and followed by Shannon. Gonna send Golden State to the bonus. First one is good by Moody. Second one's good. Final minute and a half left to go. Minnesota scores quickly up the floor. That is number 33, Leonard Miller. The turnover here charged to Golden State. Or Minot. Yeah, it was actually Minot who was next to Miller, the one who got it. Terrence Shannon approaching the final minute left to play. Minnesota came in, controlled this game right from the start. They never trailed tonight. They led 13-0 in the first couple minutes. No good by Shannon. Tried to come up with a putback was Miller and got denied as the shot clock went off to double zeros. So much needed win for the T-Wolves tonight to even up the series up at 1 apiece, and it was a bad sign at first. Anthony Edwards went down with a lower ankle sprain, but then some great sign with a really good sign is that he came back, did shoot around at halftime, and then decided to play in half number 2, and he played the large majority of the second half, and they took over, and Minnesota cruised in half 2. Minot dump off down low, good by Leonard Miller. 25-point lead in the final 30 seconds. Pat Spencer. Bounce pass off to Key. Key off to Knox. Knox attacks the paint. Goes up and gets fouled. 2 shots coming up. Luka Garza with a shooting foul. Before you sign off tonight, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll be back in tomorrow night covering Pacers against Cavs. Game 3 in the series. Feel free to join in. That has been one heck of a series there. Pacers looking to see if they can go up 3-0 tomorrow. First free throw is missed. Kevin Knox second free throw. That one's good. 118-92. Or 117. Yeah, 117-90. Or 117-93. It's for Golden State that they made that. Final seconds left to go. Minnesota, whole crowd up on their feet right now as they pick up a much-needed win to tie up the series at 1 apiece. 117-93 the final score. Julius Randle, he was excellent tonight. 24 points, 11 assists in this game. 20 points by Ant-Man. 20 points by Nickeil Alexander-Walker off the bench. And 16 by Jaden McDaniels, while Naz Reid put up 11. Really, really good game bouncing back tonight for the T-Wolves. And Golden State severely missing Steph Curry. 18 points by Kuminga. He was the top scorer tonight for Golden State. Higher score than Jimmy Butler, who had 17. Buddy Hield finished with 15 tonight. 15 points by Trace Jackson-Davis. See you guys later tomorrow for Cavs against Pacers, game number 3. Thanks all for joining in tonight. Minnesota Timberwolves bouncing back, winning game 2 of the series as they tie it up 1-1, entering game 3 at Golden State on Saturday night. Thanks all for joining in, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night. We're going to close out to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. You got Jason Bradley, Warren Kelly, I Am Ghost, Denisha Player, Asia Ice Ice Baby, Katie Oki, SGA Sports Talk, Lonely Satellite, Michael John, Jonathan, Guido, Mark, Joe Bo, and Michigan Sports. Thanks for joining in, everybody, being a part in the stream tonight for this one as Minnesota wins over Golden State 117-93 the final score. Thanks for joining in here, everybody, and have a nice Thursday night.